to the chat, everybody. Eldritch Fan popping in. And Eldritch Fan, you reminded me of the question you asked, which I owe you an answer to, because you super chatted it a while ago. Who is my favorite villain outside or within, like, exclusive to the Star Wars EU, so it doesn't cross over to one of the movies or anything? That's hard for me to answer. One, because I'm not nearly as well read in the EU as many of you are. I'm still enjoying my adventure through it. So, you guys might be, how can you not say this character? Well, maybe I just haven't read that character yet. Also, there's a lot of them that are really cool. So I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit and give you two. Because I always say that there are two basic types of villains. Just like there are two basic types of heroes. We have our aspirational or our cathartic motivational. There are two basic types of villains too. We have the sympathetic villain, the villain that there, but for the grace of God go I, where you can see how they went bad, or something. Then you've got the elemental villain, who is just evil, right? And both of those villain types are important. So for the elemental villain, thus far in my Star Wars EU journeys, I'm going to say Darth Nius. I know that some of my reasons for picking Darth Nius might be similar to the villain in Shadows of Endor, but Darth Nius is so much more terrifying because Darth Nius doesn't talk to you. You don't see his expressions. He's just this face, this mask, and then you just hear that really wicked Sith language, or whatever. And he is just like, he himself is like a void in the Force. He's terrifying. Just goes around. He's like Galactus. He just goes around, eating the Force, basically, destroying planets and whatnot. So, yeah, he's my favorite villain, elemental villain I've run across thus far. My favorite sympathetic villain is Lucien Dre from the Knights of the Old Republic comics. So I know I've picked two villains from sort of similar times, but the Knights of the Old Republic comics predate the Knights of the Old Republic games. They take place during the Mandalorian Wars. And Lucien Dre, if you haven't read those comics, first of all, oh my gosh, you need to. John Jackson Miller, again, one of the best writers to ever touch the EU. And these comics are like, I thought it was going to be filler, just some sort of like filler stories in between the events of the game, but it's not. It predates the game, and we find this character Zayn Carrick, who is one of my favorite Jedi ever now. He's absolutely an aspirational hero. He's just wonderful. But he was a Padawan, and kind of a failed Padawan too. And you know all this in the beginning story. It's not like I'm spoiling anything major for you. But he's a Padawan who wasn't even going to make Knight. He's always bumbling around, but he's got a good heart, but he keeps trying to and they're on Terrace there. And his master, there's like a 7 or 5 or so, 7 Jedi Masters there on Terrace, stationed there with their Padawans. And his master is Lucien Dre, who is the, son of the Dre estate and whatnot. And there's a lineage of Jedi Masters behind him. And Lucien and his cadre there, they believe so much in what they're doing. They end up, they're evil. They don't think they're evil though, and it tricks the Force. Like, other Jedi around them can't tell that they're giving themselves to the dark side because they truly do believe that they're fighting the dark side. And it's an interesting little it's just really cool. And Lucien Dre is an example of what's so terrifying about people who are 100% programmed by their agenda. It's like arguing with somebody that 3 + 3 = 6, and they're just insisting that it equals 5. And you're like, well, look, here's a calculator. Look, here's a calculator that's over there here. See, look, 3 + 3 actually equals 6. And they're like, well, no, you programmed that calculator to say it wrong. Faced with the most obvious, it's like talking to a flat earther or something, So yeah, Lucien Dre definitely is the other one there.